Hello, everybody. Smooth Frosty here, and today I'm coming at you with a brand new series on how to start a world off in Minecraft for the absolute beginner. So as you can see, I've got the world set up, or not the world, but I've got, getting the world set up. I haven't changed anything. Today's episode, I'm going to be walking you over, or walking you through how you go about getting a world set up in survival so that it's going to be ideal and how to get you started. I'm going to try to limit um, the episode lengths to about 20 minutes for each time, just for enjoyability of the viewer, of you guys. With that being said, I think we ought to jump right into it and get going. So as you can see, I'm on the Create New World page. The first thing you want to do is, you want to go to, more world options. Since we're going to be playing in survival, I don't really think that we should have cheats on, because, playing survival with cheats is just kind of boring. Bonus chest is not really necessary. You can play with it. It just gives you some supplies off the start. Generate structures you do want on. That's going to give you, your villages and your dungeons and, your strongholds, and it's going to create nether fortresses and, all of that stuff. And it's going to give you your spawners, and the spawners, later on in the series, once we get into it, spawners are a good way to develop, or to get, experience, to create your experience farms. We're going to leave the world type as default for now, as, that's the basic type, but you can go to super flat. Super flat is kind of really boring. It's exactly as it says. It's super flat. Large biomes, again, exactly as it sounds, large biomes. Amplified, unless you've got a really powerful computer. Me personally, I've got an RX 20 or RTX 2070 in my computer with the Ryzen 5 2600X. So my computer can handle amplified, but not everybody's can. So with that being said, we're gonna stick to default. The buffet there, it's the updated version of the what used to be the amplified, where you could change different variables, get more ores, etc. With that being said, I don't think we need to worry about a seed. You can put a random seed in. The seed is what generates your world, and what places your villages where, and that sort of stuff. So uh, there's plenty of seeds online that you can look at if you're really interested in it, but for now we're going to leave it blank. With that being said, so we're going to we'll name this world Minecraft for beginners, because this is Minecraft for beginners. We'll create new world and we'll jump right into it. Ideally, for new players, you should probably, you'd want to spawn in a plains, just because, and that's exactly where we spawned. We spawned in a plains. Oh, there is a desert temple over there. We'll definitely be going after that later. Um, as soon as you come in to the world, you should look around to see where you are. As first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my game menu. I'm going to go, because this is for the absolute beginner, I'm going to put it on easy, and I'm going to lock it on easy for now. I will be doing a let's play through, which I will be playing on hard if you want to follow that as well. But for now, for the absolute beginner, we'll start it on easy, because if it's on peaceful, you're not going to get any mobs or hostile monsters spawning to actually come after you, which they drop unique resources. So with that being said, let's jump right in. So the very, very, very first thing that you want to do as soon as you get into any Minecraft world is you want to look around. You want to see what's around you. You want to look specifically for those guys there, sheep, and you want to look for cows. I don't know if we have any cows. We have a squid down there. We have some pigs behind us. More pigs there, more sheep there. But unfortunately, I don't see any cows, and I'll explain later why we need cows, probably in the next episode, in episode 2. We have a random bee way up there. I'll explain their function later and why they're important and bring them over maybe episode 2, episode 3, possibly a little bit later. We'll just see how it goes. So after you've looked around and you've found where you want to be and what you want to, where you're located and, what's around you, you want to start harvesting resources. So the very first thing that you want to harvest is wood. Now, the way I like to start all of my survival worlds, whether I'm playing on easy or playing on hard, normally I play on hard, is by gathering at least one tree. If you gather one tree, ideally you only need 4 blocks, but if you gather one tree, you will get things like this, the little sapling that fell, and those leaves will break down, you'll get sticks, and you'll get saplings, so you can create a tree farm later on. The very next thing that you want to do is you want to open your inventory with, if you're on Java Edition like I am, it'll be, depending on which edition you're on, it'll either be the I key or the E key. Convert all of those into oak planks or spruce planks or dark oak planks, depending on what wood you harvest off of, off the get-go. Convert all of them and create yourself a crafting table. It's done just like that. Then place your crafting table down anywhere and create yourself 2 sets of sticks. So that's 8 sticks in total. The next thing that you want to do is you want to create a wooden pickaxe, and a wooden pickaxe is created exactly as you see on screen now. Oh man, I really wish this pig would go away. They all want all the attention. They keep coming in right towards the camera. You craft yourself a wooden pickaxe, and the reason why is because wooden pickaxes are used to gather stone, and that's the next material that we need to look for. Don't worry about picking up your crafting table yet, as we're going to be coming back to it. So what you want to do is you want to try and find yourself some stone that's relatively close to the surface. You can look around, you can see. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to find any that's close to the surface, so what that means is we need to dig a little bit. So this is if you find a place like this where it's already come down, it's going to make it easier to get the stone. Don't use your wooden pickaxe on the grass. It does not speed it up. Shovels are for grass and dirt and stuff like that. Okay, so that stone right there, that's diorite. You do not need diorite yet. Stone is what you need. You need, off the start, you need 3 pieces of stone for your stone axe, which is going to be used to gather more wood. 3 pieces of stone for your stone pickaxe, which is going to allow you to mine a lot quicker. 1 piece of stone for your shovel, so that if you're keeping track, that's 7. And you're going to need another 8 stone to create your first furnace so that you can cook up food. The best food in the game by far is beef, is cows, which is why I'm looking for it. But cows don't just drop beef, they also drop leather, which is important later on in game when we get our enchanting table. Again, that'll be, later on in a separate episode. So now that you've gathered at least 15 cobblestone, 15 is the minimum of what you need, what you want to do is you want to come back to your crafting table and you want to create yourself a wooden axe, a stone axe, exactly as you can see on screen, 2 sticks and 3 cobblestone. It doesn't really matter what side you put them on, it'll still do it. As long as it's in that order, any way you do it, you can do it over there like that, it'll, and vice versa. Then you want to create your stone pickaxe, which your stone pickaxe is created as you see on screen, 2 sticks, followed by, basically it's a T. You got cobblestone at the top, and then you got 2 sticks. You want your wooden, I keep saying wooden, wow. You want your stone shovel, and then you want your furnace, and your very first furnace. And this is important because furnaces give off light as well as cook your food, and it's created by creating a hollow square with your cobblestone. So next, what you want to do, you also want to keep an eye on the time. So it is about midday in game. The next thing that you want to do, you don't need to worry about mining anymore at the moment, because we're not at that stage yet. Oh, look, stone right there on the surface. Perfect. It figures when you're not looking for it, it's there. Always. So the next thing that you want to do, now that you have your stone axe, is you want to harvest as much wood as possible before it gets dark. Because before it gets dark, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going and we're going to be, we're going to be slaughtering the sheep, so we can get their wool and we can get their mutton. Mutton is going to be the first food that we get, as well as the wool is going to provide the wool for the bed that we need to create in order to skip the night, because night in Minecraft for the first couple days is really bad. That's usually when a lot of people die because, well, you get skeletons, you get zombies, you get creepers. Creepers have got to be the worst. I mean, you don't hear them coming, and then next thing you know, there's a big explosion, and, well, it's the scariest sound you can ever hear playing a video game. You're sitting there mining, and the next thing you know, you hear tss, and boom, you're dead. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to harvest as much wood while keeping an eye on the time, and I will be back to you as soon as that is done. And welcome back. It's it's only been like a fraction of a second for you guys, with the transitions and everything else, but it's been a few minutes in game for me. As you can tell, the sun is coming down. So before the sun comes down, I probably should have done this sooner. We're going to go and we're going to get ourselves 3 white sheep, or sheep of any color. I recommend white just because, white is universal, because you're able to use any of the flowers that you see on the ground to dye the bed that you create with the wool to a different color. So, oh, perfect. There's a red one right there. So what we'll do is we'll run back up to where our crafting bench was, which is in my inventory. That's amazing. And we're going to come right down into the hole that we created earlier, and we'll put our crafting bench literally in the door. That way, this will make your nice little starting hut. And what we'll do is we will put a block right there. Unfortunately, we don't have any coal, but we do have a bunch of oak logs, and the oak logs can be smelted down into charcoal. So we're going to do that now. Place your furnace on the ground. You really only need one for now. One charcoal for now, because 1 charcoal plus 1 stick equals 4 torches, and that'll be more than enough light for this area. We do have 3 wool, and we have more than enough oak planks. So go back to your crafting table. Oh, my light went out. Let's take that. We'll create the torch first, and the torch is created just like that. Place your torches on your wall so that you have light, because it is nighttime out. There are monsters out there spawning. I've got the sound turned right down, so unfortunately you're not going to be able to hear them, but you'll figure out what they sound like when you play, and some of them sound pretty nasty. So to create a bed, it's done exactly like that. 3 planks of any kind of wood on the bottom, and 3 wool. The wool have to match in terms of color. So if this one was gray, I would not be able to make, or brown or blue or purple, I would not be able to make a bed. But what's interesting is you can take, say, this poppy that we picked up and turn it into some dye. Now, if you place your bed and the dye into your crafting table, you can get a red bed. Another tip to tell you is that if you're going to place a bed down, make sure that wherever you place the bed down, that there is a gap of 3. So, for instance, there's the roof, 1, 2, 3, and then there's the floor. Otherwise, when you wake up, you will suffocate in the roof. It's a new mechanic in Minecraft. It wasn't like that before, but beds, you can also jump on beds now, and, you know, they're pretty fun to do, you know. So after you wake up, because we did wait until, you know, until it was past nighttime, you know, give it a few seconds before you open your hole back up so that, you know, you're going to make sure that there's no monsters outside because, again, monsters bad. You know, so come back out, make sure there's nothing else around, and that's a creeper right there. So we can fight him. We do have an axe. We'll get an achievement for it, but he does explode. There is a spider over there as well. Where did this creeper go? Did he despawn? It looks like he despawned. The creeper despawned, so we don't need to worry about him. But we will go ahead and take out this spider because spiders drop string. If you don't have a sword, use an axe. An axe is the next best weapon in terms of a sword. We are definitely going to loot that temple eventually. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to come back up. And I'm probably going to end the episode really soon here. We are getting close to the 20-minute mark that I had that I'd set for us. I'm not entirely sure, you know, whether or not I should create a starter house or whether or not I should create a cave house, both of which are really good. A cave house, actually, in my opinion, right off the start, a cave house tends to be a little bit better. And the reason why is because that cave house allows you access to, you know, mining to get down and to ultimately find diamond, which is, you know, essentially the whole goal of Minecraft. That's what you want to do. So as you saw, I created another piece of charcoal. And the reason why I created another piece of charcoal is because we don't have coal yet. We haven't found coal, but we need to cook our mutton because, as you can see down here, we are getting pretty low in terms of the hunger. And in Minecraft, if you do not eat, especially if you're playing on hard, if you do not eat, you will starve to death. And again, starving equals bad. You know, it's kind of common. But yeah, there was something else that I noticed here as well. I want to show you guys this really quickly because we will be plundering it as well. If you look right over, right where the crosshairs are, there is actually a treasure ship, a sunken ship, like, you know, right there. And they have treasure maps. And again, that'll be for a later episode. But treasure maps, so when you find the treasure, there will always be a heart of the sea, which is important for later on. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to about do it for episode 1. This has been Smooth Frosty, and, you know, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will continue this series, and, you know, and I'll go down to the cave, and we'll end the video there, and we'll pick up right from there. One thing that I do want to mention about this series is that I'm going to try to do as much as I can on camera without cutting and, you know, without leaving you guys out of the loop. With that being said, if it's something like, you know, going and harvesting 17,000 trees, I'm sure you're not going to want to sit around for 20 minutes watching me, you know, cut trees down. So that kind of stuff I'll do off of camera. Anyways, yeah, this has been Smooth Frosty. If you liked the video, you know, put a like. You know, if you really liked it, then, you know, consider subscribing. All right, have a good day, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.